All right, we're in fall now. Market update. Still hot, but things have definitely changed. You need to know the changes if you're making a move this fall so you're not left out in the cold. Brr, this is Steve, real estate agent with EXP in the Malone Realty Group. All right, so yeah, the fall is here. We're out of the summer months. Things have definitely changed. You've been keeping up with me on my channel and keeping up with the market updates. You know what's going on. So I want to go over. We just got an article that came through Inman. Inman's one of real estate's most trusted sources as far as news goes, and we've been watching the news from the other ones. But Inman just put out kind of a fall outlook of what to expect. Now, to set the stage first. Last year, we really didn't have a fall season because of COVID. Because COVID really kind of shut down the early part of the year, it was just rock and roll real estate from basically May all the way through spring into early summer. It just never stopped. It was hot. Buyers were wanting houses. There weren't a whole lot of houses on the market, so anything that went up got sold quick. Things have changed. Okay, if you have not been watching, if you've been watching me, you've been hearing me beat on this drum over and over again. Things have definitely changed. The first big change is there aren't as many buyers in the market. The buyers were really fueled by people coming in from out of state. That has stopped because not as many mandates and lockdowns and stuff in some of the other states. Some of the buyers, to be quite honest, and I've dealt with some of them, they're tired. They spent a year trying to get a house. Every house seemed like it was 20 or 30 offers. You had to give up your arm and your leg to get a house, and you just couldn't win. So some buyers, they just tapped out. They were done. So for that reason, there are fewer buyers in the pool. That slowed things down. The other thing that slowed things down was more homes came on the market. Listings were extremely low because, as you remember, during the initial part of the pandemic, people were nervous about having people in their house. Some people were okay with it. A lot of people weren't. And for that reason, a lot of people did not want to put their house on the market. So the ones that did put their house on the market were some of the only houses on the market, and they got all the attention in the world. That has changed. People are a little more, now that we got the vaccines rolling, we have better medicine for it, things like that, people are more comfortable getting their house on the market. So we've had an increase in the number of homes on the market. I think on the neighborhood of, let's say, it's not a major uptick because we really bottomed out. We look at the amount of homes on the market and something that we call months of inventory. Okay, so months of inventory. How many months of inventory do we have? And what that means is if we stopped adding houses right now, stopped, and we just sold everything that we have at the rate that we're selling it, how much volume do we have? And where we are right now, it would take about like 1.5, 1.6 months to clear everything out on the average. It was down as low as 1. So it's come up a little bit, but keep in mind the balanced market is six months. So we're still well below where we're supposed to be, but is starting to steadily climb. There are more homes coming on the market. Okay, so that means when in the battle of supply versus demand, you have a little bit more supply and a little bit less demand. So things have kind of eased off, and that's reflected in prices as well. Because looking at the prices, one of the things Inman talked about was, nationwide, I think the average was 18% higher August this year versus August last year. And from what we've seen across the country, some areas are 15%, some areas are 20%, some are even higher, maybe closer to 25% higher this time this year than it was this time last year. And as you know, we're in the Metro Atlanta area. There are some pockets that are a little bit hotter than others. Those prices have gone up a little bit more. But on the order, I think everybody who's been a homeowner has seen a substantial appreciation in the value of their home over the last year over year. But those numbers have started to kind of basically plateau. In some cases, actually go down just a little bit when you look at the average home price sold over the last couple of months. So we're plateauing. I don't think we're going to have a large scale drop in prices because we just don't have enough homes on the market to support it. But the meteoric rise that we saw where things go up 20% every year, it's unsustainable. It's not going to happen anymore. So that's kind of where we are. So that's kind of your backstory. Where are we now? Well, right now, like we normally see, things got quiet towards the end of summer as we got into the beginning of school. So like middle to late part of July, things really started to go quiet because people want to be in their house by early August in time for school. So people were in their house. Early part of school, August was way quiet. And what we typically see is as school starts, people kind of get back into their routines. Getting kids in my house, we got to get kids to ballet, we got to get kids to ice skating, I got to get kids here, get kids there. So I mean, all of the stuff powers back up. So you kind of have to adjust your life, get back into the swing. And when we see Labor Day hit, I think that's the moment where everybody kind of says, all right, we're with it now. You kind of need that Labor Day holiday, that one Monday to just kind of take a deep breath, get the air through your body, and then, all right, we're back with the thing. So now that we're past Labor Day, we're starting to see more houses come on the market. We're starting to see more buyers come back into the fold. The rates are still low. There are more buyers. There are more sellers. But keep this in mind. This is not a repeat of what we saw February and March. This is a fall type scenario. So in the spring and summer, we typically see more homes on the market, and we see more buyers. A lot of the homes that are on the market are people who are trying to see what can I get. And a lot of people who are looking are like, oh, it's nice outside, it's pretty, let's see if we can go buy a house. We don't see a whole lot of that in the fall. You got all kinds of stuff going on in the fall. What we're seeing this fall is what we see typically every other fall. If people are looking for houses, they need to move. They're very motivated. So are there as many of them? No. Are they motivated? Yes. So if you're selling your house, those are the people you want in your house. You don't want people saying, oh, I really like how they did this. Maybe I could do this in my house. And you want people coming in and saying, can my couch fit there? Can my TV go there? Can my bed fit over there? That's what you want. That's what you want your buyers looking and saying when they're going through your house. So again, a few less buyers, but they're much more motivated. Now, on the flip side, if you're buying a house right now, the sellers want to sell their house. If they have not sold their house right now, they might be a little frustrated with the fact that they missed out on the big sell-off back in February, March, and April, where everything was just going crazy, and they were hoping to get in on that, and they're not. We're seeing a lot more expired listings, a lot more withdrawn listings, people just frustrated because they're not getting those crazy offers that they were hoping to get, but they're still on the market. The reason they're on the market is they want to move, or they need to move. So there is the opportunity. Now, keep this in mind if you're buying a house. It's a seller's market. It's going to be a seller's market for a while. There's just too few homes. Do you have more choices? Yes. Do you have a little bit more flexibility on offers? Yes. But it is still a seller's market, so keep that in mind. You want to be aggressive if you're going in. So if you want to talk about like what do you need to do when buying a house to really stand out, we can talk about that and give me a call. And if you're selling your house, how does my house stand out? I keep joking that back in February and March, all I had to do is put for sale right here on this wrinkly forehead because I'm getting old, and I just stand on the lawn for sale. You didn't even have to clean the house. That thing was going to have 25 offers. I don't care where it was going to have 25 offers. It's not. That doesn't work anymore. All right, we're back to business as it's supposed to be if you're selling your house. What does that mean? Well, at our team, we have what we call the maximum equity plan where, we have our stager come in and help to really stage the house. She even brings pieces in to really accentuate the house and help it to stand out. We use high-end photography and drone videography to accent the house and the neighborhood because you're not just selling your house. You're selling the area, you're selling the neighborhood. We also have a cleaner that comes in and cleans the house because if you've been looking at houses, you've seen some dirty houses. If you see a dirty house, you make a whole bunch of assumptions about the house. Many of them may not be right, but you make the assumptions anyway. So we get the house clean as well. It's all part of the plan that we have, and we provide that for our sellers. Okay, so those are the things that we're doing because now that we have a little bit more competition, we're getting back to business as it's supposed to be. And that means we got to make your house stand out from the crowd. We have it priced perfectly to where we get multiple offers, get it sold fast. I know a lot of people like to think, well, let's list it high and see what happens. Typically, if it lists high and it sits in this market, if it sits on the market for 3 weeks, people don't think to themselves, oh, they must have listed high to see if they could get money. They think to themselves, what's wrong with the house? And then you're chasing that price down. So we price it right in the beginning so that way we get the maximum number of deals, the best deal possible early on with a clean house. It's perfectly staged, great photographs, the whole nine. So whether you're selling and you want to take advantage of the fall market or you're buying and you want to take advantage of a market that finally we have houses to choose from, either way, let's talk about it. Give me a call, 470-233-4409. There's your update. It is the end of September, so we'll get those October numbers in soon. So I'll do a video next week talking about the October numbers, where we were as far as number of closings, average price point, things like that. So we'll talk about that next week. So you keep up with us there. Again, this is Steve Malone, Realty Group, eXp Realty. There's your market minute. It took about 10 and a half minutes, but not too bad. Y'all take care. Bye.